testimonial tree. It's actually, kind of an offshoot of Moxi or it integrates with it well. And I wanted to focus on one particular part of testimonial tree, which is where you ask your clients to leave reviews. So taking a big step back, what Testimonial Tree does, for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, it's a company that we've partnered with, where the main purpose of them is to get reviews from your clients for you. So after every closing, I believe it's in .loop or app files is when it goes pending in those platforms. You get a request. Your client gets a request to leave you a review. If it's 4 stars or 5 stars, it will then trigger to ask them to leave it on social media, which is what we're going to talk about. If it's 3 stars or less, it just goes, okay, thank you, bye, and doesn't ask them to leave the review anywhere else because we don't want them to be, leaving those reviews. So it integrates with our website. It's a cool product, but one of the things that I see sometimes missing in our accounts is just that the social media part is, where do you ask your clients to leave reviews? So before the last, explanatory part of it is that every social media platform, and including things like Zillow and stuff like that, they all want to be the one place where where your clients leave reviews. They want to be where your reviews are all aggregated. And because of that, they don't talk together well. Meaning, if I get a review on Google, I cannot automatically put it on Facebook either. I cannot automatically put it on Zillow. The client themselves have to leave that review in that place. So what Testimonial Tree does is makes it as easy as possible for them to follow that path. But what I see missing sometimes is people actually adding that social media aspect and asking them to leave a review somewhere. So what I'm going to talk about is where you can add that and what that looks like. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm using this right here. So I'm using one of our amazing agents, Valerie's account, just to kind of demonstrate this. So when you log into Moxi, if you're able to log into Moxi, what I want you to do is go to the hub. Right up here across the top, the Moxi hub. Now, what's great about Testimonial Tree is that there are no other login information, passwords, or usernames that you need to worry about. If you're in Moxi and you click on Testimonial Tree, it's going to log you right into Testimonial Tree, just like that. Now, if that doesn't work for you, let myself know, or Carrie or Elizabeth, anybody on the Moxi team. We can put a ticket in and kind of try to fix it for you. But this is sort of the dashboard here. So if you have testimonials, you can click on that and click manage, and you can see where they are, or you can add them. You can see which ones you have currently. But if you have none, it's going to be blank like this. But what I want to focus on right now is the review generation part right here. So on the left hand side, there's an option here that says review generation, and then it says manage. So the way that this works within Testimonial Tree is, if you send a request for a review to a client, they get an email. Now, like I just mentioned, you can send it to them directly, or after a closing, it's going to trigger automatically. So it's going to look something like this. Valerie has requested a testimonial. I've had a wonderful experience, etc., etc. And if I click give a testimonial, this is the screen I'm going to see. Of course, it's going to autofill 5 stars, and I'm going to be able to leave my testimonial for her here. So I can say, working with Valerie was great. I had a wonderful experience. She was super responsive and lovely to communicate with. Will recommend her to everyone, right? Lovely 5-star review. So I'm going to click submit. So here's what happens here. 2 things are going to happen. 1, this review is going to go into my Testimonial Tree account on my website. So what that means is that if I go back to the testimonials here, they should actually, I'm hoping it's that instantaneous, where if I go to manage testimonials, let's see how quick the system works. Boom, there it is. Or whoop, there it is, as the kids say. So here's the review that I just left. It's already in her Testimonial Tree account, which means if I go to her website and I go to her testimonials, it's also going to already be here on her site. See, right there, the review that I just left. Now, that's great. It goes to your website. You can use it for social graphics. I believe I did this on BlueSync a few weeks ago, but the one place it does automatically syndicate to, if you set it up, is Realtor.com. So that's going to be automatic as well. But what you'll notice, that's part one, but what you'll notice for part two is that I get the option here to do a couple of things. One, I can follow her Facebook page. Two, it gave me 2 places to share the review, Google and Facebook. And what it lets me do is it lets me click to copy the review. So just like that, it copied the text for me, so I don't need to highlight it. And then I can leave it where I want to leave it. So if I click the Facebook button, it's going to take me, now I put my Facebook page in here as a test, just because just to make it a quick connection, but it's going to take me right to the Facebook review page and allow me to leave a review. So if I were to interact as me, allow me to leave a review for her. It took me right to that page. If I go to the Google icon, if I click on Google, it's going to take me right to the place where I can leave reviews. Look how quick that was. It took me right here. I could click 5 stars, I can paste my review, and then I can post it. So because, like I said, a client has to leave the review themselves. We can't automate. Testimonial Tree cannot automate the review automatically being posted to Google or Facebook. It's just not possible. So what they do is they make it as easy as possible for the client. They literally let me copy the text, and when I click on the icon, it takes me right here to leave that review. Yes, Sharon, my actions are from the customer's perspective right now. Yes, absolutely. So I'm showing you guys what the customer sees. So this is the email that I got as the customer, and then I left the review as you guys saw, and then this is the next screen. So what I want to show you guys is how to add these icons, the Google and the Facebook icons. Now, I'm not going to leave a review here because, I put in test things just to show you what they look like. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to add these buttons because, again, it's about making the journey as easy as possible for the consumer so that they leave reviews. Most consumers will leave a review for you somewhere else. Meaning, if I have a consumer and I have the Google and the Facebook icons here, it will let me, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. If I leave a review, most people will leave that review on one additional place, meaning they'll click on Google or they'll click on Facebook to follow up and leave that review there. A very small fraction of people will do 2 reviews, and a very, very small fraction of people will do 3 reviews, right? So what you want to do is put the icons down here, but also know that just because you put them there does not mean that they're going to leave it, right? We can't make them. I could click out right here and then not follow up on the next part. Shelly says, can I use HomeSnap Google reviews and place them in Testimonial Tree? Any review that you've aggregated somewhere else, Shelly, you can import into Testimonial Tree. So you can bring them into Testimonial Tree, but you can't kind of automatically push them out, if that makes any sense. It gets a little tricky, right? What I want to show you guys is how to add these icons quick. So in Testimonial Tree, back here, let's just say, we're right here on the main dashboard. I'm going to go down here to review generation and manage. So review generation and manage, and you can see here, I've got Google and Facebook right there. I've got Google and Facebook, and then when you go to what the email looks like, there it is, the Google icon and the Facebook icon. So it's nice because really all you have to do is add the links here, and that's it. So I'm going to delete these to show you how to do it. So I'm going to delete, delete site, I already did, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter because I just did a test one. So I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to delete this one, and I'll show you guys. Because there's one extra step that I want to make sure that you guys see before you start doing this yourself. So of course, it's going to take a second to delete those. But basically, what you're going to want to do, if you want to add a site here, simply go to the green button up here that says Add Site. And it's going to allow you to title it. Now, there's a site nickname, which is an optional title. I've never found a need for that, so I would not worry too much about that part. However, right up here, whatever you choose here for the site, that is going to be the icon that appears. So we had Google and Facebook, right? That's how these Google and Facebook icons appeared. So those are the main two, and then Zillow is the other main one, right? So those are the big three that I see. There are some other options here. They're not ones that, I mean, again, if you guys are getting reviews on WebMD, that's kind of interesting to me. And let me know your business plan. But Google and Facebook and Zillow are the big three. So you're going to choose that place. Let's start with Facebook. And then you're going to put the review generation URL in here. Now, this is the thing that I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page about. What you might think that means is I just put the link to my business page in here, right? I go, oh, this is my business page, copy, paste. But there's one extra step that we actually want to add here. So actually, let me use Valerie's page here. So if I go to, I'll search for her name on Facebook quick, and I'll find her business page. So if I go here, this is great. I'm on her business page. It'll allow me to kind of go to the next step. However, if I want to leave a review, I have to click on the review tab in order to do that. So what we want to do as the agent is already do that part for them. So we're going to click reviews here. And then if I were, because I'm an admin on her page, it's not letting me leave the reviews because I'm, again, an admin. But that is the button that you want to use. So I'm going to go to reviews, and this is the link that you would want to use. So I'm trying to think of an agent who, let's try this guy. This is an agent that I know I'm not on his page. So if I go to the reviews tab here, it's going to ask me to leave a review, right? Do you recommend Craig? And I say yes or no, and then I can leave the review. This is the link that we want to share. Not just the link to our main page, but the reviews section of our page. And you'll be able to know if you're in the right spot, because if you look at the URL up here, which I'll copy, it's facebook.com/his username, then it's /reviews. That is the link we want to use for Facebook, is /reviews. So I'm going to go back here to Testimonial Tree. I'm going to paste that in. And again, I can tell it's the right one because it says /reviews. And then there's a monitoring URL, which, completely honest, I haven't figured out what we use that for yet. So that's why I've been leaving that blank. And then I'm going to click Save Changes right here. And then it's going to add that as Facebook, right? There, you can see it right here, the Facebook one that I added. Craig Sells and Reviews. The other one is Google. So again, I'm going to go to Add Site. I'm going to actually, just to change it up, I'm going to click Google Business Page. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. You can just use the normal Google one. And then you'd think again, okay, well, if I just go to JD Waldvogel Realtor and I find my Google page, I can send them this link, right? Again, you could, but that's going to require extra steps for your client when they get there. So you want to make it as direct as possible for your client. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go where it says 32 Google reviews. I'm going to click that link right there, 32 Google reviews. And now up here in the upper right corner, it's going to say, get more reviews. So I'm going to click on that, and they give me a link right here, right? A review link. I can copy that one, and then I can go back to Testimonial Tree, and I can paste that one in there, and then I can save the changes. So again, they'll give you a review directly for that one. So that's how you add them. You want to make sure you go to the page directly for reviews, not just the business page, not just the Google business profile. You want to take them to the part where you can leave the review. Now, what you can see right here is I've got 4, right? The 2 that I did earlier and these other 2. This is going to be confusing. You don't want to leave 4 icons here, especially when 2 of them are Facebook. So what you can do, it says generation enabled, meaning I can turn these on or off so that when my clients get these emails, they'll only see the ones that are turned on. So if I turn these 2 off, I do that one, and then I do that one, and then I click save, only those bottom 2 are going to appear when this email goes out to them. So whatever you have enabled, kind of self-explanatory, but whatever you have enabled, that's going to be the icons that show up. Whatever you have disabled is not going to show up. Now, there used to be an option, I don't know where it went, there used to be an option where you could just drag and drop these to rearrange them. But they don't see, that must have disappeared or something like that. So the way they will show up is the order you've added them. So when I if I were to send an email out right now, because these are the only 2 that are enabled, the Facebook icon would be first, the Google icon would be second. So add them in the order you want them to appear, right? So that way, if Facebook's first, awesome. Google's second, awesome. But that will then show up for the client so that when they get that testimonial email from you that looks like this, it will ask them to leave that review elsewhere. So that is really what I wanted to show you guys today, because again, I've talked about this before when I've done stuff on Testimonial Tree. I am continuously blown away by the percent increase in reviews left for our agents and our offices since this was implemented. It is crazy how many reviews you can get passively without you having to ask for them, because the emails go out automatically. So what I recommend you doing is going into that account and taking that extra step to make sure that you are asking the reviews to be left on another platform, right? Okay, I've got it in Testimonial Tree. Hey, would you mind leaving it on Google or leaving it on Zillow or wherever you aggregate reviews?